Sharyn, here we are at the end of 2.5 days of, I suppose, mentoring, if you want to call it that. But for me, it's been play, it's been fun, and it's been great because I guess that we've been able to share a lot of concepts, science, practical applications. So I guess let's go back and do a brief overview and see if we met your expectations.
Sure. Well, the thing I have to say Ian, is, thanks for having me along to the studio and allowing me to interact with your clients and your other trainers. I think I've been involved in more fun and had more laughter in this 2.5 days than I have almost the entire time I've been in Australia, which is almost 4 months. So, I've certainly got a big pick up from that, and going away with a very happy face. The time's just flown. What I've found incredible is, I came in here wanting to understand, your process that is successful from when the client walks in the door to when the client leaves and what's happening in between. And, there's a very definite methodology that you apply, but you're very fluid in the way it's applied. And certainly the standard trainer background that we taught it's almost like we go writing and they call it prescriptions for people. But what I've observed is you don't write prescriptions. What you do is you constantly laterally thinking about what the client needs, and you're fluidly moving between a variety of tools, from mobilisers to SMRs to games to talking to hands-on releases as the client needs it. So it's not about prescription, it's about you've got this wonderful myriad of ingredients and you just mix and use certain volumes of them as you see fit. And that's really refreshing to see, and it's also the way in which you've allowed me to interact and just be involved has allowed me to get confidence in it actually is quite simple. It's one of the things you keep saying is small movements get big results.
And Sharyn, I think, you've come into 2 typical days at Fitness Personally, and we talk about all the time when I've done workshops that you've attended, how my clients range in a huge diversity. You actually got to see firsthand, from kids to ageing adults with diseases to bone on bone. But the nice thing about it, you saw clients who actually did strength exercises as well. It wasn't just about the mobilisers and the tools we have. Excuse me. And I think this is where confusion sets in. That we don't understand really. People go, oh, mobiliser, I know what they are. They're an active stretch, which we know they're not.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, SMR. Oh, it's a bit of a foam roller. It's a much more powerful tool than that.
Yes.
Games. Oh, I can't play games with my clients because they're not paying me to play games. We actually got to see that everything we do is a game.
Yes, definitely.
Yet it wasn't something that my clients laughed at, scoffed at, or wouldn't participate in.
No.
So then you got to see some clients who we really worked their backsides off in what we call farm boy strength.
Yes.
And how amazing was to see them. They only did probably 6 exercises.
Yes. Yeah.
And they probably only did 15 minutes of work, or maybe 20 minutes of work for the entire session in strength, yet to see how wiped they were by the end of the session in a smart, what we call intelligent movement.
Yes.
And that's what was lovely, because I think for me as a mentor, sometimes it's hard to explain to people the intricacies of what we really have to do, and that's integrate, interact, and be also able to innovate.
Yes, definitely.
And you actually summed it up beautifully by, as you say, sometimes we diagnose too much and we try to put prescriptions there rather than meeting the clients where they need to be met.
Absolutely, and the refreshing angle that you take as well is that yes, your clients they come in and they leave in a different state of mind and a different state of body from when they walked in that door. I've witnessed that from the elite athletes you've been training to the people with degenerative diseases and kids who've just seen a huge swing. And what I've liked is that you've picked and chosen when you needed to do a bit of a sort of an education session, but the client didn't really know it was an education session, but it got them involved with a lot of questions and answers. And then you realise someone actually wants to burn off a bit of oomph. They've got a lot of zest in them, so you've worked them hard, and they've just been, I'm so tired, but yeah, let's go again. It's refreshing to see, because too many times we get stuck in just applying the same old methodology, and certainly from being here and getting in mind about 3-dimensional movement, getting the body moving correctly before you ask it to go under load is definitely one of the biggest things I picked up.
Now there's one probably key ingredient, key question that I asked you yesterday that you asked me, and I think this is where we've got to go in our industry, because I think realistically, people all know the answers.
Yes.
But I think, unfortunately, we've become accustomed to just wanting the exercise or just wanting the answer instead of asking the question,
why? Absolute why. I mean, why is Ian's favourite word, and you know, I keep thinking he's the everlasting 4-year-old. He keeps saying why. He's got the energy of one anyway, and certainly it's true. I mean, any question I tried to put to Ian yesterday was just straight back why, and through the knowledge I've got, I managed to work out the answers for myself, but based around the theories that you work upon and the scientific approach and the myofascial lines, three-dimensional movement, small is best, you know, the body's a reflection of the mind, all that stuff. It's simple, it's not rocket science. We can see it with these, but we overanalyse with this, and therefore we get all stiff in our movement. It's like, and to experience the hands-on change with fixing the myofascial lines was just mind-blowing, to say the least.
Well, you've got some unique issues in your body with congenital fusion of spine and various things, and what's exciting for me, and that's why I love these times, is because for me it's playtime. For me, it's an ability to be able to say, wow, what can the body take away from what we do as a team? Not from me as a guru, because that's where our industry's gone wrong. It's not about being a guru, it's about me passing on to you what I can to make you better than me, because that means that you now lead our industry to the next level. And that's what's exciting, because what you've demonstrated to me in the last 2.5 days has been outstanding. Not only your passion, your commitment, your knowledge, but your intention. And I think, as we've had over a discussion over the last 2.5 days, is the power of intention is probably one of the most powerful tools that we have.
Yes.
And you know, you've realised in the last 4 months across the board that you've learnt and seen many different things, from traditional to maybe what we'd call progressive or functional here. Yet none of them are wrong or right. They are simply just tools in our toolbox that we can apply and may need to apply to certain people.
Yes, absolutely. And I think, you know, I can only encourage other trainers that have the feeling there's something missing to go along the journey of doing additional training, PTA Global, go and do mentorships, you know, look around the industry to people you admire and you like their techniques, and get involved, because there is no right or wrong. As long as we're moving the body, there is some dumb movements, but we won't go there. As long as you're moving the body intelligently, that's extremely valuable. And go out there and just continue to learn, because, you know, I've gained so much these last 2.5 days. It's going to feed me for months, if not years, just continually processing. And the connection that we've managed to make as well is brilliant, because I know that I've now got the ongoing support at the end of Skype, at the end of email, and the telephone. So
that's so powerful.
Yeah.
So I guess some key take-home points that we've probably taken out of the last 2.5 days are: 1, ask the question, ask the body, don't tell it.
Yes, agreed.
And secondly, we've got principles, especially here at ODM Movement, PTA Global, we've got principles that we apply, which allows us to observe and hopefully then facilitate what the body needs.
Yes.
But most importantly, it allows us to meet the client where the client needs to be met.
Absolutely, and that to me is perfect, you know. It's all about them.
Sharyn, can I, as I said, I can't thank you enough, because, as I said, we're going to have a long-term relationship of fun, you know, evolution, knowledge, questions, more questions. I look forward to seeing you in the very near future and beyond that. Great. But thank you for what you've done, and I look forward to seeing you getting involved in what we're doing now.
Absolutely.
And hopefully back in the near future.
Brilliant.
Thanks,
Well, thanks
Sharyn.
so much, Ian. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.